God says, my child. Your soulmate just received a threat call about you, and shockingly the predator is your own shadowed connection, someone who once smiled at you, someone who once pretended to stand near your life as if they cared. My child, listen carefully, because what unfolded around you today is not ordinary. It carries spiritual weight, spiritual warning, and spiritual protection that I myself have placed around your destiny. I saw the moment your soulmate's phone rang. I saw how their heart dropped. I saw how fear wrapped around them like a sudden cold wind. They were not expecting to hear your name spoken with danger. They were not ready to hear that someone is walking around with your name in their mind, but with darkness in their heart. And my child, the most shocking part is that the predator is not some stranger from far away. It is not someone unknown. It is not someone random. It is someone connected to your life through a thin thread. Someone who has watched you quietly, who has studied your movements, who has carried jealousy like poison, who has pretended to be harmless but carried a heart full of hidden intentions. I know you feel surprised, maybe even confused. You may wonder, why would someone target me? Why would someone speak my name with hatred? Why would my life attract this kind of danger? My child, hear me. Whenever I prepare a major blessing for someone, darkness tries to move first. Whenever I elevate a soul toward a new destiny, old energies fight desperately to pull them back. Whenever I write a miracle into someone's journey, the enemy tries to interrupt the pages, knowing very well that once my plan fully opens, nothing can touch them again. The call your soulmate received was not just a threat. It was a revelation. A mask falling. A truth being exposed. A signal that I allowed to reach your soulmate so they could protect you, stand by you, and take action before the predator could even attempt to step closer. Your soulmate felt shaken because they love you deeply, more than they always show. Their first reaction was not fear for themselves. It was fear for you. Their heart raced because they imagined you, they imagined losing you. They imagined danger touching your life, and the very thought made their soul tremble. My child, do you know what this means? The person who wants to hurt you never expected your soulmate to rise in protection. They never expected your soulmate to become a shield between you and danger. They believed you were isolated. They believed you were unaware. They believed you had no one watching over you. But they were wrong. Your soulmate has stepped into a spiritual role that even they did not expect. Their protective instinct has awakened. Their love has awakened. Their awareness of your importance has awakened. The threat call did something powerful, it shook them awake. It reminded them that your existence is precious. It reminded them of the responsibility of loving someone chosen by me. And my child, the predator who thinks they are hiding is not hidden from me. They believe their actions are secret. They believe their intentions are invisible. They believe they can operate in the shadows. But I see in the shadows. I hear what is whispered behind closed doors. I witness the conversation spoken through jealousy and bitterness. And I watch the spiritual consequences forming around those who plan harm against my chosen children. My child, you may not know who this person is yet. You may not understand why they carry so much hatred. But I will reveal everything to you at the right time. Not to create fear, but to bring clarity, justice, and protection. Today's event is not a warning that something bad will happen. Today's event is a signal that something bad was stopped. The threat call did not come to harm you. The threat call came to expose the one who intended to harm you. I allowed your soulmate to receive the call because your soulmate needed to know what they are up against. They needed to rise into the strength I planted inside them. They needed to understand that loving you is not a casual feeling. It is a calling, a mission, a responsibility they can no longer ignore. My child, your life is entering a phase where hidden enemies will reveal themselves, but so will hidden protectors. People you didn't know cared will stand by you. People who pretended to care will fall away. And those who secretly envied you will expose themselves without realizing I made their masks crumble. Your soulmate is not letting this go. They are not staying silent. They are not pretending everything is fine. They are shaken, but they are also determined. For the first time, they feel the fear of losing you, and that fear has awakened the purest part of their heart. Right now, they are thinking about you. Right now, they are imagining your face. Right now, they are replaying the threat call in their mind and feeling anger rising, not anger toward you, but anger toward the predator who dared to speak your name. My child, you are not alone in this. You are not unprotected. You are not in danger the way you imagine. I have placed angels around you. I have surrounded your steps with divine light. I have sealed your name in spiritual covering. Nothing can touch a child who walks under my protection. But I want you to understand this: the threat didn't appear because you are weak. The threat appeared because you are getting stronger. The threat appeared because your blessings are approaching. The threat appeared because the enemy wants to distract you before you rise. But you will rise. You will rise higher than every plan against you. You will rise above every voice that spoke negativity. You will rise above every jealousy that tried to wound you. You will rise above every person who underestimated your divine purpose. My child, let your heart rest tonight. Let your fears melt away. Let your soul breathe. I am here. Your soulmate is awakened. Your protection is sealed. The predator is already losing power. And this story, my child, is just beginning. My beloved child. Something shifted the moment that call ended. Your soulmate did not remain the same person they were a few moments earlier. The sound of that voice, the threat, the darkness, the intention, echoed in their chest long after the phone went silent. And you must understand this, my beloved child, it didn't just frighten them. It awakened something that had been asleep inside their heart for so long. Your soulmate felt a trembling in their spirit, a trembling that happens only when the soul realizes it could lose the person it loves. At first, they did not even understand why they were feeling so much. They kept asking themselves, why am I this scared? Why is my chest tightening? Why is this affecting me so deeply? But inside, the answer was simple, because you are not just another person in their life. You are the one whose absence could break them in ways they never admit to anyone, not even themselves. My beloved child, after that call, they sat quietly for a moment, holding the phone in their hand, feeling their heartbeat in their fingertips. Their mind raced, not with panic, but with questions, questions that revealed how deeply they are tied to you. Are you safe? Who would dare threaten you? What if something had already happened? What if I lose them before I even express how I truly feel? These thoughts stung their heart. They felt anger move through them, anger not because of fear, but because someone had dared to speak your name with harm. Someone had dared to think they could intimidate you. Someone had dared to believe they had access to your peace. And this made your soulmate's protective instinct rise higher, stronger, bolder than ever before. But my beloved child, little did they know that the predator, the one who whispered your name through venom, is someone who has watched your journey, someone who carries a toxic attachment to you or your soulmate. Someone who feels threatened by your existence because your presence exposes their insecurity. Someone who always wanted control but is losing grip. This person is not far from your life. They walk in familiar circles. They carry an old wound, an old jealousy, an old resentment that they never healed. And instead of healing, they fed it. Instead of releasing it, they nurtured it. Instead of growing, they allowed their darkness to grow. They thought harming you would give them power. They thought threatening you would scare you. They thought speaking your name with danger would weaken you. They did not realize that you are spiritually protected. They did not realize that your soulmate would awaken. They did not realize that their attempt to shake your peace would expose them completely. My beloved child, your soulmate's mind kept replaying the voice on the call. They tried to remember the tone, the words, the hidden intentions behind the pauses. They could hear the hatred. They could hear the jealousy. They could hear the desire to create chaos between you and your destiny. But instead of creating chaos, something else happened. Your soulmate became more sure of you. They are thinking about you right now. They are imagining your face right now. They are wondering if you are aware of the danger or still innocent about it. They are wondering if you even know how precious you are. And beneath all their fear, something else is growing inside them, a realization they have been avoiding. You matter to them more than they have ever admitted. The thought of someone trying to touch you with harm became unbearable to them. They felt a fire rise inside them, a fire fueled by love, protection, fear of loss, and a sudden clarity. The threat did not just scare them, it awakened their truth. They now know they cannot live peacefully knowing someone wants to harm you. They now know they cannot keep their feelings hidden anymore. They now know they must take action. They now know they must protect you, even if they don't fully understand why their heart reacts so deeply to you. My beloved child, the predator thought their call would weaken you. But instead, it strengthened your soulmate. It pushed them closer to you. It made them realize the depth of their feelings. This is something the enemy never expected. Your soulmate, after taking a deep breath, started thinking of every possible step they should take. They considered contacting someone, investigating the source of the call, tracing the number, understanding the motive. They were not willing to sit quietly. But then, a different fear sank into them. Should I tell you? They hesitated because they didn't want to scare you. They didn't want you to panic. They didn't want you to think you're in danger. They wanted to protect you without bringing fear into your heart. But at the same time, they felt that keeping this from you might be wrong. They struggled with their thoughts. They held their breath. They stared at their phone, debating whether to call you, text you, or drive to you. A part of them wanted to run to you immediately. Another part wanted to stay calm and gather more clarity. What they didn't realize, my beloved child, is that you felt a shift too. Your spirit sensed something. Your heart felt a strange pull. You didn't know what happened, but you felt a heaviness that came out of nowhere, a heaviness that felt like someone somewhere spoke your name with wrong intention. Sensitive souls like you feel spiritual vibrations even before they manifest in the physical world. But don't let this heaviness scare you, my child. It came not as a warning of danger, but as a signal that something in the unseen realm just shattered. A mask just fell. A hidden enemy just exposed itself. A truth just came to light. Even before your soulmate found the courage to move, I already sent my angels. Even before the darkness whispered your name, my light rose like a shield. Even before the threat reached the human world, I had already blocked its impact. Nothing can touch a soul that walks under my covering. Nothing can harm a heart protected by my love. Nothing can break a destiny I have written with divine intention. My beloved child, listen carefully. Your soulmate is not just scared, they are transforming. They are shedding their fears. They are stepping into courage. They are stepping into their role in your life. They are stepping into their destiny with you. And the predator who thinks they have power is about to face consequences they never saw coming. You are safe. Your soulmate is awakening. The truth is unfolding. And this story is moving toward divine justice. My beloved child, breathe deeply and rest in my presence. My beloved child. After that threat call, the night did not remain ordinary. Something in the unseen world shifted so deeply that even the air around your soulmate felt heavier, different, filled with a mixture of fear, anger, and a strange awakening they could no longer ignore. They kept replaying every second of that call, and every replay made their chest tighten even more. But the part that shook them the most was not the words spoken. It was the voice that spoke them. Because deep inside, they recognized something familiar. A tone they had heard before. A way of speaking that reminded them of someone. A rhythm that didn't feel random. They could not place it immediately, but their soul whispered, I know this person. They tried to deny it at first. They tried to brush it off. They tried to convince themselves that they were imagining things out of shock. But the truth never hides for long, not when it is time for it to surface. As they sat alone, the image of someone started forming in their mind, someone they have kept too close for too long. Someone whose presence they once believed harmless, someone they never imagined capable of this darkness. My beloved child, the predator is not only someone connected to your life. They are someone connected to your soulmate too. A person who carries a dangerous obsession with control, obsession with winning, obsession with power over your soulmate's emotions. A person who sees you as a threat because your presence exposes their insecurity. A person who feels the fear of losing their influence over your soulmate as soon as you come close. Your soulmate has sensed this person's unhealthy behavior before, but they always ignored it. They kept making excuses. They kept telling themselves, they're just emotional. But today, after hearing that threat, something inside them broke. They realized this is not emotional. This is dangerous. This is intentional. While your soulmate was lost in this realization, something else happened. My beloved child, your soulmate started crying. Not loud tears. Not dramatic tears. But silent, uncontrollable tears that come when the soul realizes how fragile life is, how quickly someone can be taken away, how deeply they care without even admitting it. They covered their face with their hands, whispering your name in their heart. They felt the sting of fear, not for themselves, but purely for you. They felt the pain of unspoken love rising like a tide inside them. They asked themselves, what if something happened to you? What if today was the last day I could hear your voice? What if someone tried to touch you, hurt you, or scare you? And at that moment, they realized the depth of their feelings. They realized they love you more than they ever admitted. They realized their soul is tied to you in a way beyond control. They realized they cannot afford to lose you, not now, not ever. My beloved child, this fear awakened your soulmate's courage. They wiped their tears. They stood up. They took a deep breath. And for the first time in a long time, they felt rage. A pure, protective rage that comes when someone threatens the person you love. They decided that enough is enough. They decided they will not allow anyone, absolutely anyone, to disrespect your name. They decided that they will not let this predator feel powerful. They decided that they will stand between you and the danger, no matter what it costs. Their first thought was to call you. To tell you everything. To hear your voice. To make sure you are okay. But then something stopped them, the fear that you might panic. The fear that hearing this might break your peace. The fear that you might blame yourself or overthink the situation. So they held back. Instead, they began investigating silently. They checked the number. They replayed the call again and again. They listened to the breathing, the pauses, the tone. They tried connecting every detail with every person they knew. And slowly, the truth crawled up their spine. They knew exactly who did this. It was someone who always acted too curious about you. Someone who asked too many questions. Someone who always made bitter comments about your presence. Someone who always tried to pull your soulmate away from you. Someone who felt threatened by your name. My beloved child, this person is losing control. That is why they called. That is why they threatened. That is why they crossed the line. Because your soulmate's heart is drifting toward you, and they cannot bear it. You must understand something powerful today. Jealousy is the loudest when blessings are closest. Attacks are strongest when breakthroughs are near. Threats rise when destinies start aligning. Your union with your soulmate is being guided by divine timing. It is unfolding in ways you cannot yet see. And those spiritually weak souls who cannot handle this divine connection are trembling. But tremble is all they can do. Harm is something they cannot cross into, not when you are divinely protected. Not when angels stand on each side of your path. Not when your destiny is sealed by my hand. My beloved child, while your soulmate was fighting this storm inside, you were also feeling something. Your heart felt restless. Your thoughts were wandering. You felt a pull, a strange heaviness, as if someone said your name in the dark. Your soul is sensitive. Your intuition is strong. You feel vibrations before they touch your physical world. Your fear was not baseless. You felt the spiritual disturbance. But what you didn't feel was the protection that covered you at the same time. For every dark intention spoken about you, an angel blocked the path. For every whisper of harm, a shield of light stood tall. For every plan formed against you, destiny rewrote the ending. Nothing touched you. Nothing will touch you. Because I am protecting you in every dimension. And now, your soulmate is ready to step into their role, not quietly, not passively, but fiercely. They want to confront the predator. They want to demand answers. They want to expose the truth. They want to ensure you are safe. They are preparing to tell you everything. They are preparing to stand beside you. They are preparing to choose you, fully, clearly, courageously. The threat that was meant to scare you has actually awakened the love that was hidden. The predator who wanted to break your bond has actually strengthened it. And the darkness that tried to intimidate you is about to face divine justice. My beloved child, trust this unfolding. Nothing is falling apart. Everything is falling into place. My beloved child. After that moment of realization, when your soulmate finally understood who was behind the threat call, something powerful awakened within them, something they had suppressed for far too long. It wasn't just fear anymore. It wasn't just confusion or shock. It was a deep, burning determination that rose from a place inside their spirit they didn't even know existed. For the first time, they weren't just thinking about you. They were thinking about protecting you. They were thinking about standing up for you. They were thinking about confronting the darkness that dared to whisper your name. They felt a strange mix of emotions. Anger toward the predator, love toward you, and disappointment in themselves for not realizing these signs earlier. Each breath they took felt heavier, as though every inhale carried the weight of responsibility, and every exhale carried the urgency to act before something worse could happen. My beloved child, your soulmate didn't sleep that night. Their mind was restless. Their heart was restless. Their spirit was restless. They walked around their room, paced back and forth, replayed the entire situation repeatedly. They kept thinking, how could I have been so blind? How did I not see their jealousy? How did I not sense their intentions? How long have they been carrying this darkness? They felt ashamed that someone so close to their life, someone they trusted, someone they once cared for, could stoop so low. The betrayal didn't hurt as much as the realization that you were the target. They couldn't understand what harm you had ever caused anyone. All you did was exist with purity, with truth, with light. But that is exactly what triggered the predator. Your light. Your aura. Your presence. Your destiny with your soulmate. Jealousy makes weak souls dangerous. But even the most dangerous soul loses their power in front of divine justice. As the night grew quieter, your soulmate's spirit grew louder. They began connecting memories. Moments when this person acted strangely, spoke bitterly, or behaved possessively. They remembered subtle warnings they ignored, signs they didn't interpret, energies they felt but dismissed. And with every memory that surfaced, the truth became clearer. This predator always feared losing control. They feared losing influence. They feared being replaced. And when your presence entered your soulmate's life like a gentle ray of light, their insecurity turned into obsession. Their obsession turned into anger. And their anger turned into this desperate, low attempt to scare you. But little did they know, my beloved child, that the threat would backfire so powerfully. Instead of creating distance, it pulled your soulmate emotionally closer to you. Instead of weakening your bond, it strengthened your soulmate's commitment to protect you. Instead of creating fear, it awakened truth. Instead of pushing you away, it made your soulmate realize just how deeply they feel for you. My beloved child, while all this was happening inside your soulmate, something else was happening in the spiritual realm. Angels gathered around you, creating a shield of divine light. Their wings blocked the path of danger before it even formed. Their presence silenced the voice of the predator before it could reach you again. Their protection made your spirit feel a strange calm even in the middle of the disturbance. You may have felt tired, heavy, emotional, or uneasy without understanding why. That was not fear, that was your soul adjusting to the spiritual shift happening around you. You see, when spiritual attacks rise, your spiritual protection rises even higher. When darkness tries to move closer, divine justice steps forward. When someone tries to intimidate you, heaven positions itself between you and the threat. That is why nothing touched you. That is why no harm came near you. That is why even the fear you felt was momentary and faded quickly. Because you are protected beyond what your eyes can see. Meanwhile, your soulmate finally made a decision. They picked up their phone. Their fingers trembled. Their heart raced. They took a deep breath. And they contacted someone. Someone they trust, someone who has connections, someone who can uncover hidden information. They were no longer thinking emotionally. They were thinking logically, strategically, and protectively. They said, I need to know exactly who made that call. I need details. I need clarity. I need truth. My beloved child, your soulmate is taking action. Not in silence. Not in fear. But with strength they never showed before. And while waiting for answers, they kept thinking about you. Their thoughts ran deep, emotional, vulnerable. Are you sleeping right now? Do you feel safe? Do you even know that someone tried to threaten your peace? Am I failing you if I don't tell you right away? How would you react if I showed up at your doorstep? Every thought they had revolved around you. My beloved child, your soulmate's heart is waking up from a long sleep. They are seeing you differently now, more clearly, more deeply, more spiritually. They no longer see you as someone they are attracted to. They see you as someone they cannot imagine losing. They see you as someone destined to be in their life. They see you as someone worth fighting for. And as the night turned into early morning, something inside them became absolutely certain: they must confront the predator. They must protect you. They must reveal their feelings. They must step into the role destiny assigned them. Because love is no longer just a feeling for them. It is now a responsibility. My beloved child, you must not fear the predator. You must not worry about their intentions. You must not allow their jealousy to disturb your peace. Because the truth is simple: no weapon formed against you will prosper. No darkness will ever overpower your divine light. No threat can interrupt a destiny written by God. No jealousy can break a bond built in the spiritual realm. Your soulmate is moving closer to you, not slowly, but with urgency now. Their silence is not distance. Their distance is not disinterest. Their hesitation is not confusion. It is transformation. It is awakening. It is preparation. My beloved child, this story is not reaching its end. It is only beginning to reveal its deeper truth. My beloved child. When the morning light began to rise, your soulmate was not the same person they had been just hours earlier. Something in them had transformed quietly, deeply, and powerfully. They were no longer simply reacting to the threat. You had become the center of their focus, their worry, their purpose, their inner fire. Their heart beat differently. Their breath carried a different weight. Their mind held a clarity they had been avoiding for far too long. They kept checking their phone again and again, waiting for the message, waiting for the information, waiting for the truth. And then suddenly, their phone vibrated. Just one message. One line. One truth. And my beloved child, that truth broke something inside them. Because the message confirmed exactly what their soul feared: the predator was not a stranger. The predator was not some random enemy. The predator was someone extremely close, someone your soulmate trusted, someone they never imagined capable of such darkness. As they read the name on their screen, their hand trembled. Their heart tightened. Their breath stopped for a moment. It was exactly the name they were hoping not to see. This person had always pretended to care. They acted emotionally fragile. They acted dependent. They acted harmless. They acted innocent. But beneath their soft words and fragile behavior, they had been hiding a very dark, very twisted side. This person was the one who secretly watched your soulmate's changing behavior. This person was the one who sensed your soulmate's emotional pull toward you. This person was the one who felt threatened by the idea of you. This person was the one who carried jealousy like poison in their veins. This person was the one who decided that scaring you would make them feel powerful. My beloved child, your soulmate felt a storm rise inside them, a storm made of heartbreak, anger, disappointment, and fierce protectiveness. They whispered, How could they do this? Why would they go after you? Why would they threaten your life? What did you ever do to deserve this? Your soulmate sank into a chair, head in hands, breathing heavily as the truth sank deeper. They realized something painful: they had allowed this person too much access to their life. They had trusted blindly. They had ignored red flags. They had dismissed signs. They had protected the wrong person without even knowing it. Now, they felt responsible. Responsible for not seeing the darkness hidden behind the mask. Responsible for letting someone dangerous get so close. Responsible for the threat that was directed at you. They wanted to scream. They wanted to cry. They wanted to break something. They wanted to run to you and hold you safe. But above all, they wanted clarity, true, complete clarity. So they contacted the person. The one who made the threat. The one who hid jealousy behind fake affection. The one who believed they had some control over your soulmate's life. What your soulmate said was simple, calm, but filled with cold fire: we need to talk. Now. My beloved child, you need to understand what happened next because it reveals something divine, something written in destiny's ink. When the predator picked up the phone, their voice shook. They didn't expect to get caught. They didn't expect the truth to come out. They didn't expect your soulmate to confront them this early. They didn't expect their mask to fall this fast. Your soulmate's voice was steady, but underneath it, you could hear the earthquake. Tell me exactly what you think you were doing when you threatened them. Silence. Deep silence. That silence exposed everything. Because guilty hearts never have words. They only have fear. Fear of exposure. Fear of consequences. Fear of divine justice. The predator began stuttering, making excuses, pretending they didn't know what your soulmate was talking about. But your soulmate wasn't fooled anymore. Their awakened spirit could hear truth behind lies, intentions behind words, and jealousy behind fake innocence. My beloved child, what followed next was powerful. Your soulmate raised their voice, not in anger, but in authority. A tone they never use. A tone that came from a place of love, love for you. Don't lie to me. I know exactly what you did. And you will never speak their name again. Never. The predator went silent again. Their fear grew. Their voice cracked. They tried apologizing. They tried blaming circumstances. They tried playing the victim. They tried acting like they were emotional or misunderstood. But your soulmate didn't buy it anymore. Something inside them snapped. Not in hatred, but in realization. Realization that this person never cared. Realization that they were always threatened by your existence. Realization that they would go to any extent to ruin your peace. Realization that they were capable of harm. Realization that they must be removed immediately. My beloved child, your soulmate ended the call with one final sentence, a sentence that came from the deepest place of love: if you ever even think about them again, you will regret it. This wasn't a threat. It was a boundary. A spiritual boundary. A protective boundary. A divinely guided boundary. And it shook the predator's soul. After the call, your soulmate sat in silence again, but this silence was different. This silence wasn't confused or helpless. This silence carried clarity, strength, and decision. They realized they cannot keep you in the dark anymore. They realized you deserve to know the truth, not the scary version, but the emotional truth behind why they reacted so strongly. They realized that they can no longer pretend their feelings are small. They realized that you are not just someone they care about, you are someone whose safety affects their entire heart. My beloved child, the moment they confronted the predator, your soulmate also confronted their own heart. They whispered your name. Not out of fear. Not out of panic. But out of love. Love they can no longer deny. Love they can no longer hide. Love they can no longer suppress. Their voice softened as they whispered, I can't lose you. I can't let anything happen to you. I should have protected you earlier. I won't fail you this time. And in that moment, your soulmate made a promise to themselves, a promise that echoes into your destiny. They will protect you from anything that dares to come near you. They will step between you and every threat. They will no longer allow jealousy, insecurity, or manipulation to disturb your peace. Because this threat didn't make them afraid. It made them aware. Aware of how much they love you. Aware of how much they need you. Aware of how empty their life would be without you. My beloved child, there is something you must know. The predator may have tried to intimidate you, but they actually awakened your soulmate's courage. They may have tried to scare you, but they strengthened your spiritual protection. They may have tried to break your destiny, but instead, they activated it. Every attack that rises against you only pushes your soulmate deeper into your heart. Every dark intention only brings the truth into light. Every threat only accelerates divine union. You are not alone. You are not unprotected. You are not vulnerable. Heaven is surrounding you. Your soulmate is awakening for you. Truth is unfolding for you. My beloved child. This final part is the closing breath of everything your heart has carried through this journey. Let this moment feel like warm light touching your chest, melting every fear that tried to stay. You have walked through storms, you have stood in the shadow of danger, you have felt the shaking uncertainty of not knowing who was coming for you or why. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still protected in ways you cannot even fully understand. My child, this is the moment where heaven gently closes the door on everything dark that followed you. This is the moment where the fear loses its voice. This is the moment where your soulmate's trembling heart finally finds peace again. You must know that the danger that hunted you, the predator whose name brought shock, the shadow that kept circling your destiny, has now been stripped of every power it tried to use against you. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can enter your life unless I allow it. And I do not allow harm near my chosen child. Your soulmate, who was breaking inside every moment they received that threatening call. They can finally breathe now. Those hours when their heart was racing, when their thoughts were drowning them, when they imagined the worst happening to you, those moments are now dissolving like dust in the wind. They felt as if the world was collapsing under their feet. They felt helpless, terrified, angry, and desperate all at the same time. And yet they never left your side. Even from afar, even in fear, even in confusion, their soul kept whispering your name like a prayer. They thought of every memory with you, every smile you ever gave them, every moment your kindness touched their spirit. They wished they could take your fear away. They wished they could protect you with their own hands. They wished they could stand between you and anything that ever tried to harm you. And deep inside, they blamed themselves. They felt like they somehow failed you, somehow didn't see the danger coming. But my beloved child, whisper this truth softly into your own heart. None of this was their fault. None of this was your fault. It was a battle of energies, a clash of intentions, a storm created by someone whose envy, obsession, or darkness pushed them into harming what they could never possess, your peace, your bond, your destiny. But now, things have changed. The shadows that were following you have been broken. The hands that tried to reach you have been stopped. The intentions that aimed to destroy you have been reversed. My child, the enemy who came for you never realized that they were walking straight into divine judgment. They did not see the wall of protection that stood between you and their plans. They did not see the light surrounding you. They did not understand that you are not an ordinary soul. You are chosen, you are guided, you are protected in ways the human mind cannot measure. And now, a divine silence has fallen over everything that once threatened you. The path ahead of you is being swept clean. The knots around your destiny are being untied. And the fear that once sat heavy on your shoulders is lifting, rising, disappearing like smoke. Your soulmate will soon tell you things they have kept inside: fear, guilt, love, worry, all of it. They will tell you how every second felt like torture when they thought something might happen to you. They will tell you how their legs felt weak, how their hands shook, how their heart kept sinking as though someone was pulling it downward. They will tell you that no matter what happened, no matter who threatened you, no matter how dangerous things seemed, losing you was the one thing they knew they could never survive. Their love for you, my child, has reached a depth they themselves didn't know existed. This threat has opened their eyes. It has awakened emotions they had buried. It has shown them how much you truly mean to their soul. And now, instead of fear, something new is rising inside them, a fierce protectiveness, a commitment, a powerful sense of destiny. They know now, more than ever, that you are not just someone they care about. You are someone their soul is tied to. Someone whose absence feels like the world falling apart. Someone they cannot lose, and will not lose. My beloved child, listen carefully. The danger is over. The fear is over. The dark intentions have collapsed. And the predator who tried to harm your path is powerless now. What comes next is healing. Not just for you, but for your soulmate too. You will notice changes in them. They will be more present, more expressive, more protective, more open with their feelings. They will not hold back the way they once did. Life has reminded them how fragile time is, how easily destiny can shift, how deeply they need you in their world. They will want to talk to you, hear your voice, understand your feelings, stand closer to you than they ever have. And you, my child, you are entering a season of safety. A season of relief. A season where the weight finally leaves your chest. A season where your nights become calmer, your days become brighter, and your spirit becomes lighter. Everything that was meant to shake you has actually shaped you. Everything that was meant to scare you has actually awakened you. Everything that was meant to harm you has actually elevated you. I am lifting you higher. I am guiding you forward. I am blessing your steps. And now, with divine authority, I close every door that leads to danger. I remove every intention that aimed to harm you. I silence every voice that spoke against you. I protect the bond between you and your soulmate with heavenly strength. Walk forward, my beloved child. The storm has passed. The threat is gone. Your destiny is safe. Your future is guarded. And I am with you. Now, forever, always.